January 3rd, 2027. It began like any other day. The sun rose, painting the sky with hues of orange and pink, but this time it didn't last. As the morning wore on, a strange eclipse began. It wasn't the moon. This was different. This was unnatural. Panic seized the globe as an unnatural darkness enveloped the earth. Temperatures plummeted. Cities became shrouded in a chilling, perpetual twilight. The lifeblood of our planet, the sun, had vanished. This was not a mere eclipse. Something was terribly wrong. The blackout triggered global chaos. Governments crumbled. Communications went dark. The fabric of civilization began to unravel. Humanity, once basking in the comfort of routine, was thrust into an abyss of fear and uncertainty. Few could have predicted what this darkness would unleash. In the shadows, something sinister stirred. Ancient prophecies whispered of this time, a time when the balance of the world would be tested. The darkest fortnight had begun. The world transformed into a frozen wasteland. Temperatures plunged to unimaginable lows. Snow fell relentlessly, burying familiar landscapes under a thick white blanket. The once bustling cities became eerie, silent tombs haunted by the ghosts of their past. But the cold wasn't the worst of it. As darkness consumed the earth, twisted creatures emerged from the depths of myth and nightmare. Animals mutated, driven mad by the absence of the sun. Packs of feral dogs roamed the streets, their eyes glowing with unnatural hunger. Those who dared to venture outside risked freezing to death or becoming prey to the creatures of the night. Resources dwindled. Hope began to flicker. In this desolate new world, survival became the only law. Yet amidst the despair, stories of resilience began to surface, tales of ordinary people performing extraordinary acts of courage, clinging to hope in the face of unimaginable darkness. It was this flicker of hope that kept the spirit of humanity alive. In the heart of what was once New York City, three brothers huddled in their crumbling apartment. Matthew, the eldest at 18, was the pragmatic one. John, 17, possessed a sharp wit and a rebellious streak. Luke, the youngest at 15, held on to an unwavering optimism. Their mother, Anne, had raised them on stories of Greek mythology, tales that seemed like fantastical legends until now. Their father, Leto, had left before Luke was born, disappearing on a mysterious expedition. He was a man of secrets, a man they barely knew. The brothers had always been close, their bond forged in the crucible of their mother's unwavering love. Matthew, the protector, would do anything for his younger siblings. John, the skeptic, hid his fear behind a veil of sarcasm. Luke, the dreamer, clung to the belief that their father would return, a beacon of hope in their darkest hour. Their small apartment, once a sanctuary, was now a cage. Food was running low, the temperature continued to plummet, and outside the creatures of darkness prowled. They were running out of time. One night, as a blizzard raged outside, Anne gathered her sons. Her face, normally lit with warmth, was grave. She handed them a worn, leather-bound book. The cover was bare, the pages filled with faded Greek script. It was Leto's journal. This was the day their lives would change forever. The journal spoke of ancient prophecies, of a time when darkness would engulf the earth. It told of celestial beings, both benevolent and malevolent, locked in an eternal struggle for dominion over mankind. It hinted at Leto's true nature, his lineage traced back to the Olympian gods of Greek myth, and it revealed the destiny of his sons, Matthew, John, and Luke. The brothers were descendants of Leto, the Titan god of light, destined to inherit his power and become the Lightbringers. They were humanity's last hope. Their destinies, interwoven with the fate of the world, were revealed. But there was more. Leto had enemies, fallen angels jealous of his power, who sought to shroud the world in eternal darkness. They were led by Grim and Hades, Leto's own brothers, twisted by their lust for power. It was they who had extinguished the sun, and it was up to the brothers to stop them. The revelation of their heritage was overwhelming. Matthew, ever the pragmatist, questioned everything. John, skeptical as ever, dismissed it as a cruel joke. But Luke, his eyes shining with awe, felt a surge of power within him, a dormant energy waiting to be unleashed. As if on cue, a deafening crash echoed from outside. The front door splintered. Standing in the doorway, their eyes burning with malevolent intent, were two figures cloaked in shadow. They were grotesquely beautiful, their features both angelic and monstrous. These were no ordinary intruders, these were Grim and Hades. Terrified but resolute, the brothers knew this was the moment of truth. They had to fight. Matthew, drawing on an inner strength he never knew he possessed, grabbed a fire poker from the fireplace. John, his fear replaced by a surge of adrenaline, brandished a baseball bat. Luke, his eyes locked on the intruders, felt a surge of warmth course through his veins. Grim lunged, his clawed hand reaching for Matthew. In a flash of blinding light, Luke intercepted the blow. The room erupted in blinding white light, throwing the brothers back. When the light subsided, they saw Luke standing protectively in front of them, his hand crackling with celestial energy. The awakening had begun.